Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I want to share with you some sage wisdom from a chart analyst who I consider to be one of the best in the entire crypto space. He happens to be very pro XRP, and he's predicted that XRP is going to go this market cycle well above $20. And there was an article here. I'm not going to read through the article. I just had it kind of as a splash page because I'm talking about this particular analyst. But this is a headline from the Daily Hodl, November 20th, 2024. XRP could shatter $20 level easily, according to crypto analyst. Here's his outlook. And they're talking about chart analyst Credible Crypto. And there's a reason that he's approaching probably at this point close to 500,000 followers on X. The guy has a really high hit rate. But he also recently shared a post where he was warning effectively, and these will be my words here, and I'm going to share my thoughts along the way because I have a lot to say about this topic. But basically what he's highlighting is the degree to which human greed prevents you from achieving life-changing wealth. And I tell you this, and I just, I want everybody to win. I really do. I love the XRP community, and I think that a ton of people listening right now are going to become ridiculously wealthy. There'll be life-changing wealth at hand this market cycle. I really do very genuinely believe that. And I want that for myself. I think I'll have it for myself as well. But the cold hard reality of this is most people are not going to achieve that. And it's up to us though. Because when it comes to investing, we are our own worst enemies. And so the reason I'm making this video primarily, and I hope you find the topic interesting no matter what, even if you're like solid, this is the time where, like, going into the final phase of the bull run, you need to make sure that you are in the right headspace. Okay, we are our own worst enemies when it comes to investing. That's true of you, and it's true of me. I need to not screw this up for myself. There's a chance I could, and I don't think I will, but I need to remind myself of this. And so even if logically a lot of what is going to be discussed here, you need it reinforced. We are human. And we can screw this up for ourselves, worrying about, selling too soon, for example. Because what if it goes way higher? So let's break this down. But before we go any further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, and so let me share with you a little bit about a cryptocurrency called Popcat. I know nothing about this cryptocurrency. I do not hold it, and I've never held it. But there's a story here. This coin has existed based on Live Coin Watch a little over a year. The chart goes back to, this is the all-time chart. It only goes back to, I think that's the first day. Is it December 14th, 2023? And it was worth a little bit less than half a penny, 0.003 cents. That's about what XRP cost in the beginning of 2017. So the opportunity for anybody that bought that, if they held it through the top, it would have been absolutely life-changing, like in the style of what we saw with XRP for that 2017 bull run. No joke. And that happens with coins. Now, of course, I don't get into this realm of brand new coins typically, especially the small caps, the micro caps. So many of them are rugs. It's hard to wade through the crap, and it's just like you don't need to go that far out the risk curve to get life-changing wealth. So, but to anybody that gets it, I still would applaud them for sure if they're able to pull that off. But man, it's risky, especially if you're talking about meme coins. And my understanding is this is nothing more than a meme coin that doesn't do anything. I'm way more interested in investing in coins that have actual utility because those are the coins that will last. Utility matters and will win the day, ultimately, even if it takes time. In the meantime, people like to gamble and stuff like this happens. And so Popcat, again, worth less than half a penny at inception a little over a year ago, ran up, and you can see the chart. Look at this thing. This bad boy ran. And it took a little bit, but it hit a peak on, looks like it was November 17th, just after the election, and it hit an all-time high of $2.06. What has happened since then? Oh, it has dropped. It is now worth 52 cents. It went from less than half a penny to $2.06, and then very quickly after that, down to 52 cents. Now, I don't know I don't know for sure if that's the end of this thing for the cycle, but it could be. I mean, usually after you see a move like that, usually that is indeed the case. It might have just run before the rest of alt season occurred. But either way, there's still a lesson here, okay? It doesn't matter. There's still a lesson here. So there is this post from a chart analyst called SatsDart with 152,000 followers. I'm not familiar with him, but he shared the Popcat chart just the other day, and he wrote, in the past 6 days, Popcat has had 6 green 4-hour candles and 32 red ones. And he's got a little cry emoji there. And another popular analyst responded to that named Don Alt with 647,000 followers. I've been following him for over half a decade. And he said, the cat has popped. Now, what you need to understand is this happens with every cryptocurrency, including XRP. It will happen to XRP again. XRP will have a peak. It will be overbought. It's going to pop, and then it's going to drop dramatically. And it's going to happen fast, very fast. That's the warning. I don't say this to scare people. It's because I want everyone to win. And this is the time to make this video. This is the time to talk about this to get your head right. And even if you logically already know a lot of what I'm saying, you need to be reminded, and so do I. I'm part of the group too. I need to be reminded of this too. And so there was this post, and this is a great example. This is a real story from somebody in the world of crypto. I'm not familiar with this individual either, but the story I'm about to share with you, it's real short, it's on your screen. This was reposted by chart analyst Credible Crypto, who calls for $20 plus XRP this cycle, and he had some stuff to say about this. So, but here's what this individual said first. It's from somebody named The Watch King. I'm not familiar with him, but again, that necessarily matters. I'm just noting. And he's telling a little story about somebody, one of his buddies, who bought this cryptocurrency dirt cheap, Popcat, and just wouldn't sell it. So check this out. Popcat, and this, he posted this on January 10th, by the way. Popcat hit $1. I told my boy to sell. He said now, and I think he meant no. He meant no, we going higher. $1.50. I said, bro, now it's the time. He said, no, trust. At $2, I said, please, dog, you're up 50,000%. He just said, he said, just believe in something. So I'll pause and note, when he says 50,000%, he's not kidding. If this person literally bought towards the beginning of this, that's the type of XRP return that people saw. Like if you held from the bottom to the top of the cycle for XRP, not that many people would have done that, but that would have been about an 80,000% gain. So for the people that bought in at less than half a penny and then it ran to over $2, I mean, yeah, at that point, I believe that. 50,000%. If you're at a point where 50,000% isn't enough for you, you do have a problem. You have a serious problem. Like, oh my God, that's just buck wild. Anyway, so then he says it's 50 cents, and that is about what it is now. It's 50 cents, and he says, okay, I can't sell now, obviously, because I feel like I'm down. Now, folks, think about this. See what the psychology is. This guy's his own worst enemy. He's way up. He says, I feel like I'm down. He's up about, at that point, 12,500%. So it went down 75%, but he was at 50,000% up. Then he's up about 12,500%, and he feels like he's down. Do not let this so I understand the percentages will be different for XRP, but the psychology is the same. It's what it does to people is the same. You are your own worst enemy when it comes to investing. Be careful. And so then this guy wrote, this is how you lose everything, boys. Yet you must be willing to round trip for greatness. I understand that. As long as you're aware, more power to you. Okay, and I want to say something about that, and then we're getting straight into what Credible Crypto had to say. This concept of round tripping. I'm sure most of you know what it is, but let's define what this is. It's you buy something, it goes way up, you don't sell, it craters back down, and then you're back to the depths of the bear market. You just went way up and back down. That's called a round trip. You didn't realize the profit. That's what that is. And so he wrote here, yet you must be willing to round trip for greatness. I understand that. So he's empathizing to some degree, but this is a freaking meme coin, so it's extra silly for that reason. And I'll tell you this, and you guys can debate this. Some people will agree with me, some won't, and that's fine. I actually fundamentally don't necessarily have a problem with round tripping depending on what the circumstances are. So for me, I've done this, and I don't care if you make fun of me. I am very happy with my crypto strategy. It's working. My crypto is worth way, way, way more than what I put in, and having been here for over 7 years, my God. I would have been thrilled to know 7 years ago that my crypto would be worth this, and it's exciting me because we haven't even had the blow off top yet. So I'm very thrilled. Now, if I round trip this cycle, okay, then I done messed up. Okay, then you can make fun of me. But I don't think I'm going to screw it up that bad. But for my plan, I've been very strict with myself. So here's the deal. I've always known that when it comes to investing, and this is true in the stock market too, the people that get in and out of positions, try and time the market, the people that tinker with things, those are the people that don't do well. Those are the people that don't make, even if they make a profit in the stock market, they severely underperform what the average is for like the S&P 500 or pick your index, right? Substantially. But the people that just buy stuff in the stock market and then they wait for decades, they do very well. Like that's just how it works. And so I applied the same concept to crypto. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? And this is me in 2017, new to crypto. I was like, I'm going to treat this in some ways like I treat the stock market. Way more risky, way more volatile, fine. But I was like, I'm just going to buy stuff and I'm going to hold. And I'm not going to sell stuff to jump into other things that I think it might go higher, even if I'm right. I was like, because the deal is, the more human tinkering there is with portfolios, the greater the odds something will go wrong. So the more you remove the human element out, which in this case, for me, my portfolio, that's me, the more I remove of me, the better I'll do. And that's true for you too. I mean, no offense to anybody here. I mean, if you're some sort of trading wizard, fine, but that's almost 0% of humans. Outside of that, if you're not that, you will be serving yourself best, I believe anyway. You do whatever you want. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. You do whatever. I'm just sharing my general thoughts. I think that pretty much any of you would do better if you just don't tinker with positions, if you're as hands-off as you reasonably can be. You have to decide what that is for yourself. I don't know what's best for you, but the concept, I think, rings true, right? And so I decided that I would sell when my overall crypto portfolio was at a point where it was life-changing wealth and I'm sufficiently enticed to do so. And I decided that even if whatever the coins are, if they're up dramatically, if it's not sufficiently life-changing, no, I just want to hold on and see what happens. That was my deal. That was my promise to myself in 2017, and I have no regrets about that. And I figured, look, we were at that point, especially in 2017, I was like, look, probably a bunch of the stuff I buy, it's going to go to zero before I ever have an opportunity to sell it then, so there's a trade-off there. But on the flip side, since it's so early in the existence of crypto, especially in 2017, I was like, even if just a handful of these things take off, that'll more than offset anything that I lose. So what I wanted was, and this is why I voluntarily have round tripped, I wanted long exposure. I wanted exposure for a very long period of time, and I knew that meant increased risk in terms of some crypto assets never getting sold for any profit, but I wanted the long exposure, and I valued that more so. Now, interestingly, despite me being willing to round trip, because almost nothing's literally gone to zero yet, the vast majority of my holdings are way up, even though I round tripped. I intentionally round tripped. Now, mind you, I've round tripped twice intentionally. The first time was 2017. All right. But at that point, mind you, I was new to crypto. I hadn't put that much in. I jumped in November 2017. And even if I wanted to put way, way, way more in, like, frankly, it was very difficult to get money, and there were limits, and especially if you were new to crypto, exchanges had limits to how much money you could plow in anyway. And also there was a freeze to new accounts in December, so it would be hard for anybody in that era to get a bunch of money in. So that's one reason. So then I was like, I don't care. So I was like, yeah, my portfolio, honestly, it was way up. I don't remember what the percentage was off the top of my head, but even that first bull run for me, it was way up. My XRP and everything, way, way, way up, because I first bought XRP at 2021 cents, whatever it was. It ran up to almost $4. So that, and then everything else, I was way up percentage, but I still didn't care, because even though I believed at that time what was most likely was that this is a bubble and it was going to pop, I also was like, okay, so if I'm right and the bubble pops, then it's not a big deal if I lose this, because in terms of dollars, it wasn't sufficiently substantial to me. But if I'm wrong and this thing keeps running, then I lost my opportunity for crypto. So even though I thought there was close to a 0% chance the market would keep running, I wasn't willing to take that risk. And I really didn't think it would keep running. So then when it popped, I was like, okay, not surprised, doesn't matter. And I was like, I'm just going to dollar cost average it. So I spent years dollar cost averaging in an XRP. I bought a whole bunch of stuff, right? XRP, my number one position, has been ever since, right? It's by a lot, my largest individual holding here. Excuse me. But then, obviously, then there was the next cycle. I was like, okay, well, this is my second cycle. I've got the whole thing. I've been through the depths of the bear market, and I thought to myself, this is the one where I'll make my money finally. And I went really heavy on XRP, and wouldn't you know it, freaking asshat prick Jay Clayton came along and sued Ripple, ruining my opportunity for life-changing wealth last cycle. And so even though percentage-wise, XRP from the bottom to the top, it still did a 20x, I promised myself when I was buying XRP, I was like, I'm not selling again until we hit a new all-time high in enterprise discovery. I'm just not doing it. And we didn't hit a new all-time high last cycle, so I didn't sell. So I round-tripped again on XRP and everything else because my overall portfolio wasn't there. And so I had a bunch of stuff that took off, but I'm also way more patient than anyone else that is willing to invest in crypto. I pride myself on that, and it works. And so, yeah, I missed that too. And then I spent the next few years after that buying anything except for XRP. So XRP, I'd put so much into it where I was like, if I don't stop buying this, I got a problem. So I haven't bought XRP since I think October of 2020. And I spent the next few years only buying other coins. And despite doing that, XRP is still my largest coin. Even before it ran up in November, XRP the whole time was still my #1 coin. That's how much I put into XRP prior to the last cycle. And look, I don't regret it because you couldn't know the SEC was going to come and wreck the opportunity for XRP to hit a new all-time high. So it's like, I'm not going to cry about it. It is what it is. I'm still way better off in life for having invested in crypto. It's a messy process. You can see it. This is my journey. You've got yours. There's probably some overlap between you and I if you've been in XRP for a while, so we can have our own sob stories there, fine. But the opportunity's still here. And so on the whole, my crypto is it's worth just an absurd amount at this point. Subjectively to me. It really is. And so then if we get this blow off top, I'm thrilled. So yes, I round-tripped twice intentionally, but that was my strategy. I was just like, I'm not selling, period, until the portfolio is sufficiently worthwhile. And then at that point, fine, I'll take it. And then I go into wealth preservation mode. That's been my plan the whole time. If you don't like it, fine. You don't have to like it. You don't have to do it. I'm not telling anyone to do it. I'm glad I did it because I've been hands off, and that's that. That is that. And so even if I was wrong about everything I purchased, which frankly I haven't been because the asset class continues to move in tandem, and I'm up on almost everything, which is not what I was expecting in 2017. I thought it'd be down on almost everything, but I'm up on almost everything. Even if it had just been like the large caps like Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP, I still would have made a fortune here. I mean, assuming we have this blow off top here in particular. So all that to say, I'm not against round trip if it's that type of thing. But if you're round tripping and it wasn't your intent and it's because you're greedy, that's where you have a problem. And that's why I'm warning you. And that's why I'm sharing my thoughts on this. And I shared a little bit of my personal crypto journey here, which I don't normally talk about. But that's my thoughts on that. And again, you do whatever you want. Some people think it's stupid. They're like, no, I want to be hands-on. I think this is going to go lower. I'm going to sell it and buy in lower. You do you. If you think you can pull that off. But the problem is you might do that 9 times in a row and be successful. But if you mess it up one time, you can ruin your portfolio. And that happens to people. So that's why for me, my answer is no. I buy something and I'm hands-off. Either it goes to 0 and I never sell it, or if I'm not sufficiently enticed, or we go way into new all-time high territory, and then when I'm sufficiently enticed with my overall crypto portfolio, then I'll do the profit taking, which I do think is going to happen for me this cycle. And I understand that this is not what most people do, but I don't give a damn because most people don't even make profit from crypto. And here I am, I'm way in the black. I'm way in profit in crypto. So you can make fun of my strategy, but you know what? It works. It freaking works. Buying stuff and then not touching it, it actually works. How about my chain link that I bought for 25 cents that ran to $50? How about that? And it's lower than that now because I round tripped. So what? You think I give a damn? It's running up. Hell, and funny enough, Ripple recently announced with RLUSD they're using Chainlink. Chainlink's probably here to stay too. So maybe it'll go above 50 again. It doesn't matter. Look, I'm just saying it's about the overall exposure. I don't need everything to be a winner, but most of my stuff actually has been because hilariously to me, what I thought in 2017 would occur, which is by now most stuff would just go away, hasn't happened yet. It just hasn't. And it doesn't mean most stuff will ever hit a new all-time high, so maybe I don't end up selling a lot of it, but so what? The point is that there is this risk. And so Credible Crypto, he does a really good job highlighting this. And so he reposted that story that I just shared with you from the Watch King. And he wrote the following: how it ends for most. And folks, please take this to heart because this is what most people do not make money in crypto. You have to understand that most people made money in crypto. That wouldn't even make sense. It's way less than half of people. Way less than half of people. It's not possible for everybody to make money in crypto, or else where's it even coming from? There's some people, not like this. I mean, of course not. But the opportunity is there. That's the cool thing. It's not to scare you. It's just to say that the opportunity is there, but you have to manage your risk. And you have to control your emotions. You have to understand what to expect. You have to understand the psychology game that's involved in all this. And so Credible Crypto said, how it ends for most. The problem is that in this space, traditional valuations can't be applied. Price is driven first and foremost by speculation, as is often the case with any nascent industry. Which means most of you have zero idea on when to take profits on your bags. Meme coin hits $1, let's go for $2. Hits $2, let's go for $5. Hits $5, why not $10? And it never ends until you end up round tripping the entire bag, which you may or may not ever make it back from. The reality is every single coin in this space will, at some point, see a 80 to 90% drawdown. And folks, I'll say here, you can make, if I don't know, out of all of you listening, I don't know how many of you are like rooting for the strategy I've taken and how many of you think I'm an idiot. It's probably a blend. I just don't know to what degree. But understand, I did a lot of stuff right too. A ton. And I still am like, I'm very happy with my approach to crypto. It just works. You just buy stuff and hold. But I bought the bottoms, not the literal bottoms, but I dollar cost averaged in all sorts of stuff. So like when FTX collapsed most recently, this in terms of the most recent bear market, November 2022, and I was posting about it. I was making videos at the time. I bought the hell out of like Filecoin and Flare and HBAR and Cardano, all sorts of stuff. I bought a ton of different things. And then some of the stuff I did go further out the risk curve. Because I was like, well, I've got time and I'm always making new money. Might as well buy some stuff. And I was buying when the prices were super duper low. Then that's where most of the opportunity is. But you better believe that I'm going to sell. I don't need some sort of whatever, like the 50,000% returns. I don't need that crap. I just want to make sure I get some damn profit. And that's my goal for the cycle. And so again, he said, most coins will see 80 to 90% drawdowns at some point. And he says, Bitcoin has done this 4+ times already. Some will recover from this. Most won't. And folks, that's true. Most won't. Most will sell and then they're out. And he says, and because meme holders are told to hold essentially forever and believe in something, which is really nothing, most end up round tripping never to see their paper gains again. And this is where technical analysis comes in. Technical analysis and the ability to make sense of a chart gives you a framework to work with when it comes to taking profits. You may not nail the top, you may get it wrong a few times, but at least you have something with which to help identify a logical level to take profit at. Most meme leaders / holders lack this framework, and so, for the sake of their bags, will continue to tell you to believe in something to the very end. Yeah. So here's the deal. When we see top indicators, and they're basically the same every single cycle, I will be screaming them. You do whatever you want with the information. I'm going to share it with you. You do what you want. I promise when we get to that point, and there will be a number of them, we're going to be talking about them. But I'm just warning, when XRP starts running and hits a new all-time high, wherever you think you were going to sell, your brain might start doing this thing. We're like, okay, but what if it keeps going higher? Maybe I should hold a little bit longer. Be careful. It's going to happen to you because you're a human. And even if you don't succumb to it, what I'm saying is the thought will enter your mind. I'm sure it'll enter my mind. My goal is to not screw this up for myself and not fall for it. I need to not be my own worst enemy. I'm going to try that. You need to also. That's what I'm saying here. But it's going to enter your mind. Even if you have a solid plan, you laid it out, like, this is what I will do. For almost 100% of humans, you're going to be like, oh, wait a minute. Once you're in the moment, you're going to be like, wait a minute. What should I sell that? What if it goes up? What if XRP is at running and it gets to like $8 super duper quick? And your plan was to sell some along the way. But it got there so quick, you're like, oh, well, look at this. What if it just goes to like 16 or $20? I mean, it's so strong. Okay, but then what if it doesn't? And you have to make peace with this. You're not going to sell the top. Because look, that guy that was cited here, his Popcat, if he just sold that at $1, that's twice as much as if he would sell it now because he round tripped effectively, right? And so, you can also scale out. You don't have to do it all at once. You can scale out at various price points, just like a dollar cost average in when you're accumulating a position, right? Of course. So that's what makes sense to me. But if I start selling XRP at $5, which is about what my plan is, if I do that and then it goes up higher, I'm not going to be mad that I sold when it was a little bit lower. And then when it goes up to 8 and then I'm selling at 8, I'm not going to be mad that I sold some of it at 5 because you can't know. You can't know exactly what it's going to do. And so for me, I'm going to be taking that risk off the table because at that price range, $5 to $8, that is life-changing, baby. Even just with XRP, forget my other crypto holdings, just XRP, that's wildly life-changing for me. So yes, I'm going to take it. And then if XRP does go to $10 or $15 or $20 or $30, I'll just be cheering on all of you that sell for a higher price than me, but I'm not going to be tripping off it because I can't know that's going to happen. I won't be mad at myself for not selling if I see it go higher after the fact. Just like I'm not mad at myself for not correctly selecting last week's winning lottery numbers because I couldn't know what they would be. It doesn't make sense to think that way. Don't be your own worst enemy, okay? Just don't. So it was just some food for thought. But again, I firmly believe we're going to get into this territory in very short order where we do see a new all-time high for XRP finally. It's been over 7 years. I believe it's finally going to happen. Everything's aligned. We're in bull mode. XRP only pops when the rest of the market's going, and boy, is it popping. It's been catching up. My God. So that's why I just want to take a little bit of time and talk, not to scare anybody, just to share with you my own personal thoughts, share my own personal story, and a bit about what my journey is, because I don't normally talk about what my journey is either. But I just want to share with you some of my own perspective, having been here for over 7 years. And again, I admit my strategy is different than most, but I just don't give a damn because almost no one makes money in crypto, and that's the truth. And I am. So you can make fun of my strategy, but it freaking works. So there we are. You guys do whatever you want. I'm doing what works for me, and it's wildly working for me. So that is that. And then when we enter a new bear market, I'm going to do it all over again. So I hope that you all want to keep hanging out because I have a really fun time running this channel. That's not going to change no matter how much money I have. So I'm going to keep running this thing, and I'm going to do it all over again. So if you want to hang out once the cycle's over, I would love to spend more time with you. But look, the opportunity is real for regular people like you and me, and I'm just a regular dude. The opportunity is so real, and that's one of the most incredibly exciting things that is the reality of this situation in crypto. Regular people really can, in short order, achieve life-changing wealth if they just know some very basic things and if they can control themselves. But most people just can't. And they don't have sufficient knowledge. Just some of the basic stuff. And I'm not a guru. Like, I'm a regular dude. There's nothing special about me. I'm not a finance guy. But that's why I took myself out of the equation as much as possible. I bought, and then I did nothing. I took myself out as a risk. I'm a risk factor for myself. I took myself out. That's what I did. It freaking works. It just does. Same with the stock market. So anyway, now's the part where I'm going to wrap up the video so that you all can go yell at me and tell me how stupid I am in the comment section below. I'm wrapping up here though. But no, the best is yet ahead. I am super excited about this, and I hope you guys are too. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say are right. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.